Hello students, in this lesson let us study about the components of the permanent wave and their functions. We'll just see the major components. Okay. So look at this figure. In this figure, I'll tell you what are the major components of the permanent wave. So starting with this subgrade is the first major component. It is also called as formation. Next is the ballast. This is the second major component. Subballast also is there, but that will come under the concept of the ballast. So this is the second component. Third component is the sleeper, or they are also called as tiles. The fourth component is the rail. Now there is a fifth component known as fasteners and fixtures, which is not visible in this particular diagram. Now let us see one by one what each component is and what are the functions of each component. So to start with, let us first consider the formation or the subgrade. So this formation or the subgrade is nothing but the surface which is prepared or made so that it receives the ballast, sleepers, rails, etc. for constructing the railway track. So on this surface only we can put all those things. So we need to make the subgrade ready first. So what are the functions of the subgrade? Subgrade functions are nothing but why we give subgrade, that is nothing but the function. So in order to provide smooth and uniform surface for the track, we need the subgrade. Smooth and uniform surface to the track. Next one is to transmit the load of the moving vehicle equally, it is required. So whatever load is coming from the top, from the rails, it will be sent to the sleeper, and from sleeper it will come to ballast, and from ballast it will come to the subgrade. Now this subgrade will evenly divide the load and give it onto the ground. Okay, so for equal or uniform distribution of load, this subgrade will be used. Next is to provide a proper drainage facility. So in case of the railway track, to provide proper drainage facility, subgrade is required. And to provide the stability to the track. This is the main important thing. That is to provide the stability to the track. So these are the functions which are required to be performed by the subgrade or the formation. Next, moving to the next second component, that is the ballast. So what is this ballast? Ballast is nothing but the aggregates which you see on the railway track. So this is nothing but a layer of broken stone, gravel or any other material which is placed under and around the sleepers so that the load is equally distributed onto the sleepers and then onto the subballast and the subgrade. Now what are the main functions of the ballast? Is it provides a foundation for the sleeper. Then the second one is again for the equal transmission of or the transfers of load onto the sleepers. For this reason also we give ballast. Next, third reason is for again drainage. For providing a effective drainage for the track, we need the ballast. And the fourth one and the important one is for providing the top surface for the formation. So for this formation, we need a top surface, right? So it provides or it acts as a top surface for your formation. So as I told you, ballasts are nothing but your gravels or broken stones, The reason for providing these is because they are very strong under impact or abrasion, and hence they can be, and also they are present abundantly, so they can easily be used in the formation of the permanent way or the railway track. So moving on to the third component, that is the sleepers. Now what are these sleepers? These sleepers are nothing but the lateral or transverse members, and these are majorly provided for giving the stiffness to the railway track. So these are transverse members. Why they are provided? To give stiffness to the railway track. These sleepers will be provided. Now let us see what are the functions of sleepers, or why we have to give sleepers. As I told, in general it is to provide the stiffness to the railway track, right? Now there are two rails in a permanent way if it is a single track. Okay, so in order to give a proper gauge is the distance between the rails. I'll show you further now what exactly gauge is. Now in order to maintain the correct gauge, we need the sleepers. So for correct gauge we need the sleepers, so that the gauge doesn't change. Next, it gives a firm support for the rails. These sleepers will give a firm and even support to your rails. That is one function. The third function is again the distribution of load, especially the actual load. Suppose the train is going on this railway track, there is the actual load on this track. Now in order to send this actual load onto the ballast, we need the sleepers, so that they will evenly distribute the load onto the ballast. So even distribution of axial loads to ballast. That is one more function of the sleeper. Next, to maintain the alignment. So alignment is nothing but the distance between the rails and how the rails are present in the entire thing. That is nothing but your alignment. So to maintain your alignment also you need your sleepers. Then in order to provide insulation, see these sleepers normally made of insulating materials. Whenever there is a movement of this train onto the rails, there will be friction and the sparkles will be produced. So in order to provide a proper insulation, the sleepers are provided. That is very one of the important function of the sleepers. Insulation for electrified tracks. Understood. And one more important function is that it provides a elastic medium between your rails and your ballast. So between your rails and ballast, in order to provide an elastic medium, we give the sleepers or the ties. Why the name ties is because they are in transverse direction. Understood. Now next, moving on to the last component, that is your rail. So rail is nothing but an iron beam. This what you see here is your rail. So normally in India, whatever rails you see are of your I section. More about the rails and types of rails we'll study further. Right. Now what is the main function of your rail? So it will provide you a economical and smooth level surface for the movement of the train. And these two rails, the one track will have two rails. With minimum of two rails only, your track can be produced. So what will happen? It will serve as a lateral guide for running of the wheels. So this is a very important component of your railway track. Understood. Now lastly, as I told you, there is a fifth component also, that are your fasteners and fixtures. So there are so many fasteners and fixtures like your fish plate, bearing plates, bolts, chairs, keys, etc. So all of those will be provided for fixing your rail with the slipper with the ballast, and all those things, and a rail to rail. More about these fixtures we will be studying in detail in the coming lesson. So these are all the components of the permanent way and their functions. Now, if we see the cross section, see here, there is one more figure which I felt was good and you should be knowing, right? So rails, sleepers together are called as track structure. See, this is a very important diagram and a very useful diagram, especially for you to draw in the exams. So rail plus sleeper is called as a track structure, and along with ballast and sub ballast, it is called as a permanent way, and there will be a blanket between the sub ballast. So this is optional. If you want, you can provide. If you don't want, you don't have to provide. Then below that is the subgrade. So your blanket and subgrade together are called as formation. Sometimes formation is directly called as your subgrade, right? And track foundation, how many things will come under track foundation? Your ballast, sub-ballast, blanket and subgrade together is called as a track foundation. So hope this thing is clear. Now below the subgrade you will have your subsoil or your natural ground. First you need to level it, put the subgrade, then the blanket, then sub-ballast, then ballast, then sleeper and then rail. Rail and sleeper together is called track, and that along with the ballast is called the permanent way. In foundation, subgrade with blanket is called foundation, and that along with the ballast or sub ballast is called as a track foundation. Now there is one more term here. If you can see, this slope whatever you have is called as the ballast shoulder, and this small portion of blanket or the subgrade which you have in horizontal direction, this is called as a cheek. Okay, so one more cross section I'll show you. Hey, this is one more cross section, the typical cross section of a permanent way on an embankment. So let's see, start from here. So this is your sub ballast, this is your ballast cushion, these are your sleepers, right? Ballast cushion, this is your sub ballast. Now these are your rails. The distance between the inner surface of the rail is called as a gauge, as I told you earlier. Now what is ballast shoulder? Here if you see, the top surface of the ballast. From the top surface, one side of the top surface to the other side of the top surface is called as ballast shoulder. Then ballast cheese. What is ballast cheese? From the end of the sleeper to the top surface of the ballast. This is called as the ballast cheese. Okay. Then what else is there? Ballast base. The base from one end to the other end of the base of the ballast is called as ballast base, and formation width is nothing but the subgrade. Top surface of the subgrade is called as the formation width. Okay. Then we have trolley reuse. So this particular distance, horizontal distance, is called as a trolley reuse. Okay. So these are all the components and some of the terms which are involved in the components of the permanent way. Hope these concepts are clear to you. Thank you.